Hello, my name is Miguel Latronica, and I am here because I want to show you about a wonderful patented invention that I am bringing to the market. It is an amazing product that speaks for itself. So I patented in 2014. I have invented and brought to market many other yoga, Pilates, cross-training fitness products. This one here, heads above heads, is a charm. So it's called the 3D yoga mat. Okay, so this mat here, if you think about the word yoga mat, they call it an anti-slip mat. They call it a grip mat, okay, so you don't slide in it. But the problem is when people work out, they get sweaty, they slip all over the place. And I thought, well, wait a minute, if a yoga mat is supposed to hold you in place, why not build an infrastructure that helps to hold you into place so that way you can really focus on the most important aspects of the pose, whether it's yoga, Pilates, or regular fitness. Now, so the 3D yoga mat, you can see right now, I can lift this up, and it's very portable. I can carry it like this, I can carry it on my side, and it rolls up. So this here is the front view. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to take this central strip off that holds it all together, okay? And we'll finish with this. I'm going to set this off to the side. Then, what I'd like to do is take one end of it down so you can see there's a nice foam padded end to it, okay? I'm going to turn it to the side now, and you can see there's two blocks. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to unroll this a little bit. You can see how the blocks just move around like that. And I just keep lengthening it out like that. Okay, so now I'm going to pull it off to the side and I'm going to get it spread out very nicely. So you can see the side view. Two blocks, the mat, the webbing. Now what I'm going to do is turn it so you can see the front view. Okay? So we have what we call the 3D mat here. There's 3 rows of webbing, and then there's 7 rows of crisscross, okay? Lateral webbing. And what's really nice about this prop is that it actually has a built-in roller. And this built-in roller can be used for fascia, for rolling the IT bands. It can be used for the back. It can be used for the front side, the arms, all kinds of things. Supported on the blocks, and they spin in place. Okay? So there's different heights. I can lower the blocks one more level. So you got 2 different heights. This rod is now lower to the floor as opposed to this. Okay? So now, what I'm going to do is come in this end and show you again with another wooden rod here with 2 foam pieces, okay? You can see from this way, Jeremy will actually zoom in, but of the 7 rows that we have of this crisscross grid, Jeremy will zoom in and you can see that there is 2 pieces of webbing. So that's because your hands and your feet and different parts of your body, sometimes your legs, can slip through here. Now, this grid here, for example, I can come in and I can come on this mat, and then what I do is you can see my feet. My feet are on the edge of the roller right now, and it holds it in. My feet are now off. Maybe you can see it, maybe not. But the point is that the whole system, right, helps to hold your body in place. Okay? So, now what I want to do is I'm going to turn it sideways. Sideways, actually before I do that, I want to show you one other component. This roller so easily disconnects. So if I wanted to work on some back bend stuff, I can take my roller, put it on the mat, and then I can put my feet here and to create traction and resistance, just like that. And then I come up and over. Maybe I take my arms like this. So it opens up the back side of the body. If that's too much, I can lower it. And then again, I come in and it's a really nice opener. Okay? So that's what's really nice about this. I can come on in, the same thing, I can hold it into place. The other thing is that this is a modular system. So part of the patented technology of this is that this actually comes apart. So if I was focusing on wanting to just work with the blocks, I've got 2 blocks. So it's modular. The 2 blocks build a roller. So in a traditional class, I can do whatever I want to do with the blocks if I so choose to use it. I'm going to put it back together now. So this one end fits in very easily, and so does the other end. Just like that. Put it in nice and tight, and then I am going to reconnect the roller system into the mat itself. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we know now the spin's in place. It's got different heights. Now what I'd like to focus on, I'm going to turn the mat the other way, and I really want to show you the meat of what this system does. So I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, just like that. Okay, now you saw the front view, now we've got the side view, okay? The first thing that I'd like you to know is the beam mat here. This is a traditional yoga mat, okay? And it's supposed to hold you in place. Now, on the bottom of this mat, you will see that I have more webbing. So there's webbing on the bottom, and there's webbing on the top. 3 layers. 1 on the bottom, 2 on top, okay? So Jeremy will zoom in there and you can see the 2 of them. 2 there and 2 here as well, okay? So, they're sewn together, and you'll see each part is sewn together, okay? And you'll see these nice little foam squares at every single juncture. And there's also foam squares on the bottom. So the foam squares in between them is what we call a acupuncture rivet. And if I were to press down into my palm, I can feel the rivet, which is sandwiched in between the 3 pieces of webbing and the foam. So when I come up and stand on this, if I place my heels on it, I can feel those rivets. They're actually really nice acupressure points for the heels in different parts of the feet, okay? So I can separate my feet, and those rivets and pads prevent my feet from slipping. So I can hold this without even worrying. I can come into a forward bend. My feet, no matter how slippery, oily, or tight I may be, this mat will hold me into place securely. If I'm more open, I can open up the legs all the way. It still holds me into place. Now what's really nice is that when my feet are riveted, now I can actually take my hands and grab the webbing here, and that will even give me some more resistance so that I can really focus on where I need to open or work the body. Okay? Really important. Okay. So now I'd like to show you how to do a back bend with the 3D yoga grid. Okay? So the patented technology of the mat allows me to do a pose that hold me in place. Now there's multiple ways to do this, but the first way that I want to show you is that we know when we come into this for our back bend, what I do is you can see when people do back bends, their feet slip, their hands slip, and they fight the pose. So what I'm going to do is show you how I take my feet. So Jeremy's going to zoom in, and he is going to show you how my feet actually come in through the 2 pieces of webbing. I can even push that down a little bit to show you, okay? So my feet are now locked into place. I don't have to worry about them slipping. So then I lower myself nice and easy. And now here, I've got a really nice rod that I can use to come up on. So that's one way I can do the pose. Now when I push this, you can see it tightens up onto the feet. So here, I can come up, position myself, and you see, I'm totally held into the pose. There's no way my feet or my hands can slip because of the webbing that holds the mat. It makes the strength of the mat 100 times, 1,000 times stronger because of the webbing. And then I can come down slowly. Now conversely, I can take my feet out and I can come on up and I can do it here if I want. So Jeremy's going to zoom in. Now my feet come here. So the padding holds the feet into place. The height of this is such that my feet cannot slip through. Now, what I'm going to do is now come down. And again, those nice acupressure rivets just really bring a nice awareness into what's going on into the body. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to take my hands, and Jeremy will show you here. Here's a piece of webbing here. Here's a piece of webbing there. Well, that's a little too far away to do back bend. This is actually really nice. So I grip it. Now notice when I do it this way, my knuckles are facing down. I'm going to open up my feet wide. Everything into place. I come onto my head, and you see that? There's no way for my hands to slip because it's a grid. Holds me into place. I can so focus on my SI joint, opening up the chest, and I would never slip. I can come on out, nice and easy, and that's it. Do a side pose now. So we know we've got these rivets, and maybe what I'll do is I'll come down and I'll place my palms. So my palms aren't going to slip because the rivets and pads underneath it. Then I'm going to take my heels and look at this. I just really stretch the body as much as I can, and nothing's going to slip because it's all connected by the infrastructure. Right? I can come and take my feet back and work down like this. It holds me into place very nicely. I can take my hands. I can go one hand and then the other. Maybe Jeremy will zoom in. And this holds my hands in position, similarly to what a yoga belt would do around the hands. So regardless, whatever poses you're working on, right? It holds you into place and it gives you that nice sort of secure feeling. Okay? So I'm going to come out. That holds me into place. Now, we know what the pegs do. They hold us into place. But I can also take my foot and put the whole foot through the 2 layers. And then it'll hold me into place that way. So the mat, we call it 3D because you can see how different parts of the mat come up. It's supposed to do that. So it's gripping the foot. So I can so firmly work into the poses that I need to work into without the worry of slipping. It really allows me to seriously focus in on the most important components of what it is that I'm doing. So then I take my foot out, and as you can see. So the same thing, there's rollers on the front, and then there's this nice pad here on the back. Now these don't spin, so here I could put my feet up on it, and I wouldn't have to worry about them rolling off like that. Sometimes we'll come in, and again, the same thing, we'll come into poses, it stabilizes me, and then I can actually come on, and it helps to hold my feet from slipping into place. Okay? So, I can do that. I can take the feet up and under. I can do things like this, right? Very nice. If I come to the front, I can move the rollers to the side, and the same thing here. I've got a nice high position for it, okay? So, conversely, I can lower it. And I showed you from a front view, now I'm showing you from a side view, the same thing, where I come and I lay up over it. Now remember, it's modular, so this whole thing disassembles and comes apart to do different things, to allow you to work through many other things. One of my favorite things is when I work into this, I can take this and just see, it holds me. So people that have problems with the hands and compressed wrists, this is so nice. It holds you into place, lifts you a little bit higher. It changes your center of gravity. And the same thing, look at that. There's no way the blocks slip because the weight of my body is holding the mat down and it's all sewn together in a very integrative fashion, just like that, okay? So I'm gonna come out of this. And then I'd like to show you how the roller works. So the roller can work a couple of different ways. It can work where it's at. And all I need to do is I can come on this side of it. So let's just say I want to work the back side of the legs. I'm going to have it on the high setting, and I'm going to work the back of, you see? So they spin in place. Now I'm not sure, based on where Jeremy's at, that you can see, but I come on in, and then I could even do the back side. One, turn it out. See? And it rolls the muscles very nicely. I can turn it a little bit just so that Jeremy can get a good view of how it looks. So, again, this spins in place. He'll view in, and again, I can do this on the mat or off the mat. So I come in like this, really nice. See? I can stay on the mat. And now if I wanted, I can work the IT band. So I come in and you see how it spins in place. So that part will cut out. So spinning in place. I'm going to put the mat back sideways, like this, and like this. And then I want to show you a couple other things that this 3D yoga mat is capable of doing. So I'm going to come into a nice wide stance. I'm going to exhale, I'm going to come down. I can grab the webbing. Jeremy can view in on this. And because my feet are holding this into place, I use my hands to push into the webbing to get a really nice stretch. Okay, I can come on out. These raised pegs that we call the acupressure pegs, when I lay down on this mat, they're raised. So it's really nice for the head, even the head, it's resting on this peg, the raised peg and mat squares. And that's really nice to do this. So I showed you a lot of standing stuff. The same thing with the sitting stuff. I can take my foot, put it through the mat, move forward. It holds my foot into place, okay? So I can take both feet, stick one foot through, the other foot through. You see the two webs like that? And then I can come forward, and the more I push myself forward, it holds the feet from moving out in front of me. So if it was a hip opener, I can focus on really working the legs down. And what's really nice is the space in between all the squares, sort of like the golden ratio in a way. It's meant to work with all the different points in the body in a very comprehensive fashion. So we've got that. I can take this mat, I can pull it back. I can grab like this. And once I position myself just right, I can actually take it, put my feet through it like this, and it'll hold me into place like this as well. Or if I want to come forward, put my feet at the edges, grab this like this, you see, and it's the same thing. It holds me into place. I could work into many of my balancing forward bends without having to use so much energy to fall up out of it, right? Just like that. And then we come on out. I can move that forward like that. I can take my foot in front and foot is raised. So doing things like this are very Iyengar-like. You need all kinds of different props. This 3D mat allows you to work through a whole litany of poses without having so many different, without the need of so many different props. And that's it. The 3D yoga Pilates cross training mat holds you into place. Built-in acupressure points, 3 layers of webbing crisscrossed, sewn into place, a detachable, portable bench that holds you into place. And the very nice thing about it, one last thing I forgot, is that these have optional slats, and the slats actually come in between the webbing like this. So Jeremy's viewing in on it. This way, when I place them in between like this, the pegs now hold this. So if I wanted something greater than just 3 pegs, now I've got one whole line that totally holds me into place. Or again, if I needed a higher lift for my wrists and my feet, it holds me into place. I can work the heels down, getting a deeper stretch. So you can see your options are unlimited. So thank you very much for watching this video about the 3D yoga / Pilates mat, and look on our website for different versions and accessories that go with it. So thank you, Miguel Latronica, inventor of the 3D yoga mat.